way. They trying to get to these bags that these VCs got, raise some capital. They don't really care, like, especially for like a Hot 97 and a WBLS. They don't give a about hip hop or black music or black community.
Play him
all day.
Y'all play him, and we respect y'all play him when y'all under the microscope. You know what I'm saying? When artists come and they say, "Yo, why y'all not playing records?"
No,
when
but
it's
we
an
definitely
OG.
give records a chance. We have to try them out. But if
No, that's
people
what
are
I'm
not
saying.
receptive to it, then you can't just
That's
keep
what I'm
playing.
saying.
No, Lord, say out of this. Me and him gonna get into it
Alright,
because
fine.
this is that bullshit rap or
No,
cop
but
out.
listen, that's what I'm
Because my
saying.
nigga, you not doing the work.
But listen.
and shout to Troy out. That's my dude. We showing mad love.
Yeah.
Right? He's not going on tour neither. He's holding out.
Not going on tour with 50?
No, he going to clubs.
I thought
That's
he was
club
going on tour
dates.
with 50.
Club dates. That's
Oh.
different. I'm talking about selling tickets.
So listen, but
where
what
people go on
what did-
Ticketmaster and buy your
What
ticket
did Laura?
early.
What did Laura just say? You have to give the records a chance.
We do.
But we
No,
do.
And they
but listen,
break.
this is what I'm asking.
Breaking ass rappers.
This is what I'm asking.
Complaining.
So
with the Ebro situation happening, it honestly made me think and be like, all right. He was saying that Drake was a cancer to hip hop. So what kind of makes me wonder, what is New York hip hop look like right now? I believe that when Astro was talking to him, he was saying that when they do the summer jams or whatever in California, that he would go up there and he would see artists that he never even heard of, as far as like just getting constant radio play. Ebro was trying to refute it and saying that he knew who a couple of the artists were, but we understand that he's saying as far as, once again, national notoriety and not necessarily just a local notoriety, and the way that the people were reacting to the music because they got an opportunity to hear it on the radio. I think I asked this before. What is New York hip hop looking like right now? So I'll go down the line of what the releases are for this year, and most of what the releases are what we would consider classic acts. You popped in the 90s. So we got Nas releasing music. We got him doing stuff with the boy Big L that passed away. We got a bunch of random freestyles from older artists. We got the Locks, or at least Jaden Styles has been doing stuff. We got Wu-Tang, if I didn't say them, that have been doing things together individually. So then I look at okay, what would the next step generation be? And for me, once again, it would probably be Davies and Benny the Butcher and them. I think we would probably put Joey Badass inside of that class as well. But then when we talking about a frequency and notoriety and solely the music space, then Joey Badass doesn't necessarily just go in there compared to the amount of work that Davies is putting in, or even Griselda. Let's just say Griselda instead of just saying Benny the Butcher. Then even with that, we could say style-wise, maybe somebody like a Freddie Gibbs, but he's not necessarily, from my understanding, just anyway, he's Indiana or Gary or something like that, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I believe that he's from Indiana or something like that. Then we would have to say, okay, because for them, we're like at least that's what we considered classic New York rap. We do have, of course, a couple subset Philly rappers. But then even once again, if we're doing the actual, like, okay, volume to sound wise, you know what I mean? Skiller. But so, why I say that changes, because now we're thinking about the beat types. So, all right, if you're from New York and you rapping on a beat that sounds like a Southern beat, do we necessarily be like, what? And that becomes my question is, you have to at least have some elements, do like some portion of the elements of the original, what your original area sound was. Or maybe that's just a stipulation I'm putting on it. Because even once again, Cash Cobain's to me, even though you would say that the beats are a little bit bouncier, to me it still has a New Yorkish sound to it. Because it sounds like, once again, like club music. It sounds like you know what I mean? A reiteration of the New York, Jersey club scene type shit. But then even with that, I mean, we just heard Ice Spice drop this fucking song, Big Man in Little Pants or some shit, yo. This joint was crazy, mind you. Because once again, that's why we saying, like, well, she plugged into the system. I don't care what none of y'all say. If you be like, yo, you just be hating because you don't want to put the work in or some shit like that. Go listen to the Ice Spice SpongeBob song. Go listen to it. Go listen to it. And just only say good shit about it. Don't, if you are an artist, don't listen to it. Tell yourself that you can't do better than that. And then the reason that song is going is because it was put together so nicely with the lyrics, and what they were talking about was trying to change America and the souls of black people and Latinos all across the world. Tell me that. You tell me that, and then I could be like, all right, yo, you know what? I'm probably just saying this shit, and the shit that I'm saying, or the things that I'm saying, as far as like it's a procedure and there's a system that you're fighting against as well, not just me. Tell me I'm lying. Listen to it. Their joint already was at, when last time I looked at it, on maybe like a day ago, 3.5 million. I'm not saying that this person's not talented. What I'm saying is that it's a lot of other forces out here. So even when we're talking about these artists, or when I'm talking about an artist that's doing a lot more than what I'm doing, the reality of it is, you know that it's a different stream as well. Because you're going on to these podcasts and having the same conversation and being like, yeah, but you know, boo, boo, boo. I'm fighting the wave, or yo, I'm fighting this stream. Yo, I'm talking to my label, and they're being like, yo, I'm having to argue with them about something that I believe in. So once again, the question goes, what are we saying right now at this time? What is East Coast hip hop? What is East Coast rap? If not a bunch of old acts. Because at the end of the day, once we get into a Ebro situation, the sense of community, or the level of community, even with certain artists, is just not the same as it is for the West Coast. And that's just being real, even for a place like Texas, to where as though they can have their own economy with music of like, all right, I don't need to play nationally. I got enough love on this local circuit within my state that I can literally support everything that I'm doing. If I was to travel down the East Coast and you would go to, I remember at one time, like, it felt like every local DJ or somebody, they had that, all right, if somebody's coming to our town to perform, this the nigga that's going to open up for them. I don't even feel like a lot of them got that shit, bro. But once again, it go to the actual thing of like the slots. For the people that's saying that like the radio's not dead, and I understand what you're saying with that too. There are people that listen to it and they go there for the information. For all the people that saying radio not dead, how many artists are you feeling like are getting broke on the radio now? I feel like most of the time our artists are breaking themselves before they even get to the point. So it turns into a like, all right, you get a generation of seeing this Ebro interview, and they're like, do we even necessarily need y'all? Because it's supposed to be a give and take. And then even with the interview, it's just like, okay, I don't necessarily need to do this interview for you to play my music. because whoever head my shit is gonna make sure that you play my shit. I don't need to come in and rub your hands so you feel okay with me for you to do what you're supposed to do, because at the end of the day, you gonna play what they telling you to play. It's hot, and they telling you even when it's not, and that's another thing with the Astros thing is like, all right, you telling me I got to have something crazy hot. Well, guess what? You're gonna play some shit later on this afternoon that's not hot. You don't even like it, and you're gonna be up there with the funk flex face when he was talking with Designer up there doing the freestyle and shit. Only the hardest. And you butthurt because they told you, they done put you in your place and been like, all right, like, we hear what you saying, but this nigga's coming up here. At some point, if it's anybody that genuinely is caring, like the conversations that we having, and then like, oh my God, what are we gonna do to save hip hop and bring hip hop back? This is honestly where it starts at. If you're saying that you're from the fundamental roots of all of this shit and everything, then you've heard the horror stories about payola and people getting the album stolen, all of these other different things. So what comes to it when you still participate in it? What side of the road? But once again, most of the time for us, it turns into a comparison. I'm not doing it as bad as the other nigga was doing it, so you shouldn't really be complaining. It was a nigga that was raping you worse. I took 2 pumps. It was just two pumps. Like, this nigga was fucking you. I just doubled it. No, nigga. You still violate. But most of the time, that's a justification that we can get off with it and be like, look, you could have read it. It's always a could have read it. It's always you could have checked a better deal until it's you that went into the room with your I don't trust nobody attitude when you talking about everybody on the street. I'm out here by myself, and then you walk in that room, and then when you get fucked, the first thing you say is, yo, I thought they was my people. I thought they was gonna look out for me. You just made 8 albums saying that your ethos was you can't trust a soul. So why would the people that can actually fuck you over not fuck you over? And then they're listening to your music. You think they're not testing it? But the boy, I think it was Jonah Lucas, or it was the boy, La Russell, was saying like these niggas gave him a crazy contract. Yo, read this shit, sent it back, was like, yo, and then it was like, oh, my bad, we ain't even gonna send you that one. Of course they're gonna try you, because your whole shit is, yo, independence, being on top of your shit. Oh, he on top of his shit. Well, let's just make sure that he's on top of it. For anybody that's concerned about where hip hop is going, or the state that hip hop is in, the question becomes, man, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do your part. The power is yours. You feel me? Do your part. Play some shit. Get behind something. Show something some love. It's a bunch of great stuff that's out there. Up and coming. And check it out, man. That's all I can say, man. Dig deep. That's my run for today.